Hello and welcome to
A Couple Codes.
My name is Cody.
And my name is Emily.
And we've been working on the Odin project for the past 25 weeks. Today we're going to give you an update on what we've been doing this week. So Em, where are you at in the curriculum?
I am 62% of the way through the curriculum. I accidentally said 64% last week. But I'm at 62% and still working on the battleship project.
Okay, the battleship project, still working on that. So what's been the most challenging aspect of the battleship project?
Well, the most challenging aspect was definitely writing the game loop function, which is the main function that facilitates the actual gameplay. And according to the project instructions, we're supposed to only call methods from other objects, and we're not supposed to write any new functions inside of the game loop. But I got really stuck here. The way that my code is organized, I tried to separate all of my DOM manipulation from all of my game logic. And I don't know if I had one too many modules or what was going on, but I just had a really hard time integrating everything into this game loop function without writing any new functions. So after trying a bunch of different solutions for like 2.5 days and nothing working, and talking with other people, and then looking at other people's battleship projects that they submitted on the Odin project, I realized that a lot of people, in fact, most people just sort of ignored that instruction and did their own thing with the game loop function. So that's what I decided to do. I just moved forward with making the project work, and now it does, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't think I followed that too strictly either, so.
Yeah.
So what's been the most significant thing that you've learned this week?
Don't let perfect be the enemy of good, which basically sums up that whole struggle. But that was it for my week. How did your week go?
Pretty good. I'm still working on the final JavaScript project, and I'm also completing my data structures and algorithms kind of supplemental curriculum. So I'm doing those half and half with my days. The final JavaScript project, I finished up the flavor wheel.
Oh, nice.
So it's kind of a minimal flavor wheel. There's no coloring to it, but the text are centered on the arcs and it's kind of readable. So
it sounds like the don't let perfect be the enemy of good also helped you with moving forward with the flavor wheel compared to what you were saying last week.
Yeah, I guess you could apply that to that as well. I think the main thing is also keeping in mind minimal viable whatever you're doing.
MVW.
Yeah, whatever you're doing. It could be product, it could be feature. I saw someone talking about like specifically with features doing the same thing of like just getting your feature to work, and then if you're actually launching this, you'll get customer feedback by doing that, and then you would make changes. But since we're just in our own little shell kind of here, getting it to work to be functional. And then if we want to go back to it, if we have time, then we can go back and optimize a bit more. So I was doing that with that flavor wheel thing, because that flavor wheel thing is also not a core aspect of my website. It's more of a supplemental thing for guiding users along. So it's a nice to have. So then I took a step back, and now I'm focusing on adding a feature to allow the user to import their lexicon via a CSV file. And I think that will be one of the big value additions to the website. And I'm gonna just be very strict with that. It's gotta be a CSV. It has to have these specific columns. So then I'm working on that minimal viable feature of that specific thing. I'm not working with Excel workbooks or anything else like that. Text files, it's just strictly CSV for right now.
Is there anything significant that you've learned this week?
I'm starting to use a library called React Data Table Components library. So Data Table is a library within jQuery that's used to create dynamic tables, and I have just some knowledge and understanding of the utility of that from my previous job, where I was using R and Shiny Web Apps to create these kind of data analytics oriented tables. So they're not just like Excel documents. You can like click on the columns and it'll automatically just sort it, and it has a search feature if you want to add that. Pagination for like having multiple pages to view different sections of rows. You could select rows. There's all these different features that Data Table provides as a library. Some guy made a React version of that essentially, so I'm using that so I don't have to spend days just making a table within React for the components. Since this project is kind of a bit more out of scope of the Odin project, so it involves a lot of creativity and making decisions about how am I gonna make this brand new website as opposed to replicating something else. If I was replicating something else, I would take the time to make the table and make a responsive table, because that's trying to manipulate or replicate another website. Then you're not making decisions about what do you need to include. So then you can focus a bit more on learning component building itself. So,
well, that is all that we have time for today. So be sure to hit the like button, double likes if you like this video, and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to continue following along on our web dev journey.
Thanks for tuning in to
A Couple Codes. Oh, that was just me that time.
Thanks for tuning in to
A Couple Codes.